I don't know how smart they are, but I guess everything's relative in America.
お前がメールに書いてあった新しいあれか。だとしたらとんでもないんだが、答えてもらえないかな。
自分で確かめたらどうだ。俺も確かめるために来たので、俺の力を。
Sigma balls.
Amazon.
悪いが試してるほど暇じゃない。ここで潰すよ。
その前にあんた5手で積む。
へえ。アマゾン。
Have you seen such amazing clouds before? Read the symbolism. Oh, random. What are the odds?
What are the odds of you linking a video after I say no further links? I don't know, 100%? Who clips this shit? What the fuck? I guess this guy.
あんたは5手で積む。
なるほどね。他のアマゾンとは違う。お前機械みたいだな。あれ？聞いてない？
聞いてはいるらしい。
だったらそういうリアクションしてほしいね。てめえ
もらった。チェック。
Check. Wire wrench. Of course he's a fucking influencer. Okidokili. Leo, 5 enjoy, welcome back. Tajin, Got the FSM Pixel with the Prime sub. 5 years from Nico Bellic, thank you very much. Time for a fist, Mr. Forsen E. That it is, sir, that it is. Thank you, man. Share the badge.
Reading and listening are both powerful ways to learn a language. They are also powerful goals of learning a language. We want to read, we want to understand what we hear, we want to understand movies, and yet the fact of reading in the language and listening in the language helps us learn the language. But then the question always comes up, should we read first or listen first? Or people say, I don't understand anything, how can I listen? I don't know any words, how can I read? How do I get started? So I want to talk today about the strategies that I use for reading and listening, and when it's important to read first, when it's important to listen first. First of all, reading, and it's a tremendous cognitive feat for the brain to be able to read. So the idea that we can convert the writing lines on a page into meaning is pretty amazing. What's also interesting, and this was pointed out recently in a short video that I saw by Andrew Huberman, but it's something that I have experienced myself, and that is when we read, we sub-vocalize. We actually voice what we're reading.
If one were to put an amplifier to measure the firing of those muscles in our vocal cords, we'd find that as we're reading information, we are actually speaking that information.
That's not the same as speaking. Speaking means creating sentences, thoughts, utterances, where we are drawing on our ability in the language, our memory of the language, our model of the language. That's speaking. Simply reading out loud or sub-vocalizing actually is not speaking. But it's a very good way to move you in the direction of being able to speak. So if reading is connected to sub-vocalizing, and we also know that essentially the same parts of the brain are involved in reading or listening, if we're going to read and we're going to sub-vocalize, we have to know what those words or how they are pronounced. To some
Do you always sub-vocalize?
Poorly. So that would suggest that
I don't think everyone does. I think some people do.
So that we get a sense of how
I don't think everyone does.
Pronounced, so that we can then effectively sub-vocalize while reading.
I think it's only for people that are bad at reading that sub-vocalize.
Strategy or approach to listening and reading, and the order in which I do them, into 3 stages. So the absolute beginner stage, call it A1 to A2 stage. Then the sort of intermediate stage, which is B1 really, because once you're at B2, you're kind of launched. And then once I'm at B2 or beyond, what is my strategy? At the very beginning, I look at a sentence of Finnish, as you will see. I see words.
Mikä nossi joka aamu kello 6:00?
An alphabet that I'm familiar with.
En valmista.
Kind of pronounce it,
A
but as you'll see in
ja
Finnish,
juo
I can't really
kahvia.
pronounce it the way it's pronounced in Finnish, but I can kind of make an effort to do so. So therefore, as a beginner, I would first of all go at this text in sentence view, so one sentence at a time. And then I would listen to that sentence.
Mikä nousee joka aamu kello 6:00?
And then I would try to read that sentence. Mikä nousee joka aamu kello 6:00? So the order would be listen first, then read. But very soon, again dealing with one sentence at a time, I would try to force myself to read first and then listen. Because we can get lazy. If I listen to it, then I'm not trying hard enough to vocalize those sounds. So I would typically say, if I'm doing the mini stories, maybe after mini story 2 or 3, I would try to make an attempt at pronouncing the sentence in Finnish, because I can read the Latin alphabet, then I would listen to it, and then I would say it again. And so this is building up my capability to sub-vocalize, so that I can read more and more difficult material.
Alright, I hope you learned something, chat.